Madam Clerk, please call the roll. Here.
Conwell, Gray, Hairston, Harsh, House Jones, Jones, Casey, Kelly, Moorer, McCormack, Polensik, Santana, Slife, Spencer, Starr. You have a quorum, Mr. President.
Thank you. Will everyone please rise for a moment of silence followed by the Pledge of Allegiance? Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I make the following statement. This meeting of Cleveland City Council is a lawful meeting. Under Section 605.04 of the Codified Ordinances, no person with purpose to prevent or disrupt the lawful meeting shall do any act which obstructs or interferes with the due conduct of such meeting. Members of the public are invited to speak only under the rules set by this council. Disruptions, including but not limited to speaking out of turn and making loud noises and loud utterances, are in violation of the rules and interfere with the due conduct of this lawful meeting. Such disruptions may constitute a misdemeanor and a violation of Section 605.04. Anyone who disrupts this lawful meeting in violation of the codified ordinances commits misdemeanors and is subject to prosecution. The following is the first and only warning. If this meeting is disrupted, I will gavel a halt to the proceedings and direct the assembled officers to escort any person participating in the disruption out of the chamber. Once persons participating in the disruption are outside of the chambers, the officers will close the doors and the disruptors will be handled as directed by the Director of Public Safety. The council proceedings will not begin again until those that participated in the disruption have left the chamber and the chamber doors are closed. Disruptors will not be allowed back in the chamber after the meeting resumes. Again, this is the first and only warning. Madam Clerk, please dispense with the journal.
By Councilmember Santana, that the reading of the minutes of the last meeting be dispensed with the journal approved. Seconded by Councilmember Starr.
Thank you. We'll move to public comment. I'd ask that council turn around to monitor the speakers and that the speakers acknowledge your time. Once again, when you see the yellow pop up, that means to wind down. And when you see the red, that means to abruptly stop. We're going to start with Jeanette Horn. Jeanette Horn is from the West Side and Port Clinton to talk about the judicial system and the financial system. She's not representing anyone and not being paid by anyone. Is Jeanette Horn here? Jeanette Horn. Jeanette Horn. Jeanette Horn going once. Jeanette Horn going twice. Jeanette Horn is not here. I move to John Francis from Ward 11 to talk about the former CVS site at West Boulevard in Madison. He's not representing anyone, not being paid by anyone. Mr. Francis, you have the floor.
Thank you. I'm honored to be back. Mayor Bibb, when I had the pleasure of meeting your mother at a play in December of 2023, your name naturally came up. She was very lovely to talk with. However, my reason for speaking to you and council today is to ask that your office use its authority to bring an ongoing situation to an end and to provide a much-needed fire station for the Kudal neighborhood. In your position as mayor, you entrust your staff to keep you briefed on paramount matters impacting the city. It is my understanding that you and some on council are aware of the health concerns potentially connected with the building known as Fire Station 23. As you can relate with your own father's noble service, the role of a first responder is truly one of selfless service to the community. Each day, these brave individuals risk their lives for us. Sean P. Calvi was one of those firefighters. He stood as one of Cleveland's finest. Sadly, he was lost in July 2024 to occupational cancer. You as mayor, every member on this council, and we as a community should be asking ourselves, How far are we willing to ensure our first responders' safety in return? Respectfully, Mr. Mayor, have you ever visited Fire Station 23 to see its current condition? Or spoken to the station's fire chief or union president about the potential health concerns referenced? If so, then why the delay? Sean Calvi was a loving husband and father. With Father's Day being next month, his loss is a somber reminder that not every holiday is a happy occasion for families. As mayor, you are in a special position. Your parents did you right when your father said, "Don't let anything get in the way of your dreams." And your mother establishing your interest in politics at a young age. Come Father's Day, I know you'll be thinking of your own dad. And I hope you will consider reaching out to the Calvi family to honor their father's memory too. Mr. Mayor, the time is now for you to seal the deal for the Coudell neighborhood, the firefighters of Fire Station 23, and the memory of fallen firefighter Sean Calvi, and if need be, use the power of your office to use eminent domain in order to see through the building of a new fire station at the corner of West Boulevard and Madison Avenue, a project that will indeed change lives and best serve a neighborhood and its residents for decades to come, a feat that no gas station, no matter how bright or busy, could ever compare. And on an unrelated note, Mr. Mayor, from one loving son to another, sometimes family traditions are best revisited. Come this Christmas, take off your mayor's hat and—
Thank you, sir. Time. Next is James Jermalik from Parma. James Jermalik is here to talk about St. Vincent's Charity Hospital, and he is not representing anyone, not being paid by anyone.
Hail Mary, Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for sinners now and at the hour of our death. Amen. 1998 in Stranraer, Scotland, I got in a dream, a big university, a lot of students on a sidewalk. One student, about 22 years old, said twice with a worried look on his face, "There's going to be a world war." Then a map appeared in that area west of Russia that corresponds to the Ukraine. You say, what can one person do? They had a documentary called Hiroshima Vow. One survivor of Hiroshima, an ordinary woman, her organization won a Nobel Peace Prize. She got 68 nations at the United Nations to declare nuclear weapons illegal. John Kennedy got a poster presentation of a first strike nuclear weapons. Walking out the door, he said to his aide, and they called this the human race, "Why keep talking about Gaza?" The deceased Pope was over 1.4 billion people, yet every night he called people in Gaza. Pope Francis said, "This isn't a war, it's a cruelty to children. It touches the heart." Pope Francis also said NATO was barking at the door of Russia may have caused the invasion of Ukraine. You see the most pitiful cries of people in Gaza to God. For the past 17 months, our 2,000-pound bombs, supposed to be used only on ammunition depots, rained down on civilians in Gaza. I sent an express message to Pope Francis, which probably got to him the day he died. Catholic J.D. Vance was the last dignitary to be with the Pope before he died. My message requested the Pope put a 3-month moratorium on the demolition of St. Vincent Charity Hospital. Ramaswamy is the head of a pharmaceutical company, and his wife is a doctor. The city council can pass a resolution not to demolish the hospital. You can meet with me after the council meeting and write to the candidate for governor to buy the hospital. Or you can go with me to Dayton on May 22nd to protest the big NATO conference there. Do something about something. Thank you.
Next, we have Andre Daly. Andre Daly is from Collinwood, Ward 8. He's here to talk about housing challenges in Cleveland. He's not representing anyone, not being paid by anyone. Mr. Daly.
Thank you. It's good to be here. I'm sorry I'm exhausted today. I was reading or watching the news a couple days ago, and there was a story that popped up, and every so often this happens. Living in Cleveland, a story pops up, and I feel like it kind of changes my life in a way, my world outlook. But the story was about a blind senior on dialysis living in a flooded unit on the city's east side. They can't reach their landlord at the Morningstar Towers off St. Clair, managed by Millennia. Quote from one of the residents, "You already have people in here that have to choose between paying to get something to eat or paying for their medicine. And now we have to live like animals, like filth. Shakara Graham. I'm a veteran, some of you know. I take housing seriously because it's an issue that impacts a lot of veterans. The VA has a policy with veterans. It's called Housing First. So in my mind, if it's good enough for me, it should be good enough for everyone else too. 59.1% of Clevelanders rent. So this is an issue that affects the whole city. I listen, a lot of times I tune in or I come down and people are talking about stuff which is, I think, of little importance, but this story really hit me. That could be my mom. I think I read that on Mother's Day. We don't have enough people on council, in my opinion, and in City Hall that want to roll up their sleeves and ensure Clevelanders have access to fair housing. We need a more aggressive council when it comes to housing. We've had gains in this way, laws on the books like Residents First, requiring a local agent, but they can't reach their local agent. So we will always need more, right? I don't want to come off as ungrateful. I'm very glad for the work you guys do as a council, but I'm deeply disturbed to live here and to pay taxes and all that, and this is a result produced over and over and over and over again. Blinded on dialysis and a unit with a leaky roof. Where's our health department? Where's our building and housing? I mean, I know you guys are over here, but it doesn't feel like you're out there with us, if that makes sense. So I'm going to stop speaking because I'm thoroughly disgusted. It's hard to look at people tonight. Thank you.
Next, we have Daryl Houston. Daryl is from Bedford Heights. He's here to talk about community issues. He's representing Freedom Property Management, not being paid by anyone.
All right, good evening, everybody. When I first came down here, I was very clear, and I made it very clear that it was nothing personal against any individual sitting in this box. I came down here and I wanted to just give some suggestions on how to do things better in each ward, okay? I sent you a formal letter about 4 weeks ago about what me and Mr. Polenzek went through. I only asked for a simple, formal apology. 4 weeks have went by, and I haven't received anything from the president, okay? And I'm a little frustrated by that, okay? I come down here all the time, and I just point out things that we can do better. That's it. I have city council members looking at me, rolling their eyes, unprofessional. I haven't addressed anyone negative whatsoever. And I don't appreciate what this panel and this body represents, because the community is asking for things and you guys are treating us like we're the enemy. And we're not the enemy. I'm born and raised out of the city of Cleveland. Just because I live in Bedford Heights, my heart is here. This is where I was born and raised at. And this is what I will continue to fight for, okay? I'm not going anywhere. I'm not down here asking you guys for any money, but I will hold each and every last one of these positions accountable, because that's where the problem is. We don't have people being held accountable for their actions. If you lack of due diligence, you guys, I've been asking for 10 months for utility poles on Harvard. 10 months, 10 months? When do we get what we're paying for? I'm a business owner, not one business, but 2 or 3 different businesses in Cleveland. I have properties in most of you guys' residence. Okay? And I'm just asking for things to go in the way that they're designed to go. None of these seats are permanent. Life is not permanent. I'm just asking for people to be committed into doing things for the people. You work for us. These people go to work every day, and I want to thank my community for all the outreach that I've been receiving. I'm getting more outreach than anybody in this panel could ever understand about what's going on in this city. The city is tired. Residents are tired. Just like that young man just came up here and stated, we should not be living like this in the United States of America, or nobody should be living in a third world existence. We are humans, and we deserve better than what we're receiving from everybody, okay? And it's time to either be accountable. Don't look at a person like me as the enemy. I have great solutions. I have my own finances. I've came and tried to do things in these wars. You guys won't listen. You won't listen. There's a lot of people in this community that wants to see other things in this community thrive other than what you guys are doing. It is not fair to taxpayers. It's not fair to residents that go to work every single day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have Terry Wong from Tremont. Terry Wong is here to talk about public corruption and the press. She's not representing anyone and not being paid by anyone.
Hi. I'm speaking about a slightly different but just as important topic. The most powerful forces in any room or any institution are often the ones that remain silent or unspoken. Today, I'm here to give voice to one of those rarely named forces, because speaking truth to power requires telling concealed truths, not just repeating what we've been permitted to say. Perhaps it's because we live in a majority Black city, or perhaps it's because our local and national media have, in coordination with our government, narrowed the range of acceptable speech and discourse. Whatever the reason, we too often frame police abuse and power solely through the lens of white supremacy. And while that lens is essential, we frequently overlook an even deeper force that sustains it: male supremacy or patriarchy. Just last week, I learned that the city of Cleveland reached a settlement with Jason Goodrick, the former interim executive director of the Community Police Commission. Goodrick filed a lawsuit last August alleging disgracefully and delusionally that he was denied the role because he is a white man. Instead of allowing commissioners like Jan Ridgway and me to refute such open lies in open court, the city's law department has decided to use our tax dollars to quietly pay off a serial sexual harasser, an incompetent civil servant, who has already amassed over $700,000 in public salary. I am the fourth woman to accuse Mr. Goodrick of sexual harassment. When he first harassed me in November 2023, he bragged, quote, "Terry, once you survive one scandal with the city, you become invincible." In that moment, Goodrick spoke a brutal but revealing truth about how power works in Cleveland, not for the people, but for those who exploit the system, who harass, manipulate, and fail upward. Those are the ones who are protected. Law Director Mark Griffin has had over a year to investigate my complaint against Goodrick. He didn't, because a legitimate investigation would have exposed deeper failures in the mayor's administration. In Cleveland, government doesn't act out of principle. It acts to preserve its own power. But the commission didn't grow from the same diseased soil. It was born from the people's will, a democratic mandate for public safety that serves communities, not political ambitions or business interests. So please don't give up on it, speaking here to the people. That's exactly what these people want. Come to the next commission meeting on May 28th, and when you do, listen and watch between the chatter and propaganda. Study the silent power and think about how we can use it together for the people. Thank you so much.
Next, we have Kelly Slabudan from West Park to talk about Cleveland Police and the Prosecutor's Office. She is not representing anyone, not being paid by anyone.
It's Slobodian. Thank you, Councilman Starr, for your declaration of Gun Violence Survivors Week and the resolution to declare gun violence a public health crisis to also coincide with National Nurse Week. But the actual crisis is our city officials. There is no accountability for predators by the city of Cleveland. I became a gun violence survivor on 10/11/24 when my neighbor, my stalker, Stephen M. Rogers, a 72-year-old, followed my fiance, Mark Thomas, a 42-year-old, from our home on camera in West Park. Mark left that morning at 8:52 to go to the library. We had no idea our lives would be changed forever. At 9:29 a.m., I received a call that Mark was shot in the back and a bullet exited his chest. The nurse stated that Mark said it was your neighbor, Stephen Rogers. By the time I reached the hospital, he was already in surgery. I waited alone for hours not knowing what injuries he sustained or if he would make it through surgery. Finally, I spoke to the surgeon to find out the extent of his injuries. As a longtime surgical ICU nurse, every worst-case scenario played. Will he survive? How will I tell his family? Why wasn't he charged with attempted murder, Mike O'Malley? Thankfully, he continues to recover from both his severe physical and mental injuries. We are recovering together, although we have been forced out of our home, a home I was proud of, first to pay both rent and a mortgage now, double utilities, all while figuring out our next move, leaving a neighborhood I grew up in, where I went to school, Our Lady of Angels, St. Joseph Academy, with the motto, "Dare to dream while my dreams have become a nightmare." In 2021, Mark filed for a stalking protection order against Stephen Rogers, both of us protected parties. I found that Stephen Rogers was arrested for kidnap, rape, and robbery with a gun in 1983, which he later denied and then expunged during our court proceedings. You cannot acquire a protection order out of retaliation, although weeks later, Stephen Rogers was granted a protection order against us. One stipulation of the protection order was removal of all surveillance cameras. Police never enforce this. He was found in contempt in civil court, but still no enforcement. Many reports were filed with First District. These cameras and new cameras continue to surveil us now. On 10/2/22, Stephen Rogers, Judith Rogers, SD Candace Rogers, Nintendo Arcade, and Wayne Langsdale brutally assaulted both of us on our front porch on video. No arrest was made. I told police that they are just waiting for them to kill us. First District have rolled their eyes and refused to file reports while allowing Stephen Rogers to file false reports. On 3/18/24, Stephen Rogers was given his gun back after we begged the court to extend our protection order and deny him his gun. We were denied, and Stephen Rogers then shot Mark in the back with that same gun. City Prosecutor Akilah Jordan has dismissed calls and emails from myself and Mark. When complaints were filed against Akilah Jordan, she retaliated and wrongfully prosecuted Mark for violating the protection order on 10/2/22 against Stephen Rogers, where he was found not guilty by a jury of our peers. Emails and calls were also made to Law Director Mark Griffin, Mayor Justin Bibb, Councilman Brian Casey, and no response. I spoke directly
Thank
to
you.
Mayor Bibb and Chief Annie Todd in the town hall meeting.
Please shut
and
off the
nothing.
mic.
We were
Time.
told
Thank you. Time. Thank you. Officer, if she does not get off the mic, could you please escort her away from the mic? Thank you. Thank you. Ma'am, okay, thank you. Next we have Sincera Williams from Ward 17 to talk about traffic and transportation. And Sincera is representing Cultivating Cleveland's Next Generation, and she is not being paid by anyone. Is Sincera Williams here? Sincera Williams. Sincera Williams?
My name is not Sincera. I just wanted to let you know she's very nervous. We have our young people wanting to.
Ma'am, I apologize, but this is you.
No, I just wanted to let you.
The person that reserved was Sincera Williams.
I don't want to say.
Okay, so this is not, everybody is not allowed to just come up. You have to register and come up. Next person is Arday Perry. Arday Perry is from Ward 12. Arday is here to talk about traffic and transportation and cultivating Cleveland's next generation.
Good evening. As he stated, my name is Arday Perry, and I'm 16 years old, and I live in and I live in Ward 12. I am here today because I believe I'm about 3 adjectives. I am angry, I'm exasperated, and I'm solicitous, and rightfully so. I'm angered because I'm coming here to beg for safe rights and just petitioning for basic safe streets. While I am 16, I am part-time enrolled at the Cleveland State University on the political science and pre-law track, and I refuse to become a licensed driver because the traffic situation in this city has gotten completely out of hand. Speeding is becoming a commonplace, and reckless driving is overconstant, and almost 2 months ago, if I did not practice proper pedestrian rights, my life could have ended. Too often, the lives of children, pedestrians, and almost everyday residents are treated like riffraff. How many deaths of not only adults but children should it take for this council to take action? Or how many injuries would it take for someone who cares for the posterity of our city? How many times will it take for people like the mother Tamara Davis to cry out for help? We don't need another traffic study. We don't need any more empty promises about looking into it. We don't need a camera sitting on a pole that people ignore. What is our law enforcement doing? What is the law enforcement doing to protect me, to protect my peers, to protect everyone in general? We need clean, straight, and pothole-free roads, whether main or side streets, and we need them now. We should not have to wait till the next life ends. Apparently, the city of Cleveland's routes and streets are like a NASCAR racetrack, where the prize is another dead body laying in the cold. Drivers should not be allowed to terrorize the neighborhoods with amnesty or pardon. You all possess the power to fix this, and your failure to protect your youth is sending a clear and transparent message that motor vehicles are more valuable than a human life. I'm calling on the council to make some sort of reasonable speed limits and putting in pedestrian safety at the center of transportation. I'm tired, we are tired. The dead bodies are tired. I'm letting this on the record to show that you have been told and you have the burden to act. Another child should not have to be injured until you guys pay attention. Thank you.
Next we have Quinaya Clayton. Quinaya Clayton is from Ward 6. Quinaya is here to talk about human trafficking, and she's from Cultivating Cleveland's Next Generation, and Quinaya is not being paid by anyone. Quinaya, you have the floor.
Hey, my public comment is about mental health. Hello, good afternoon. My name is Quinaya Clayton. I'm 15 years of age, and I'm representing for my fellow community members Chris Young and Michaela Arrington as so myself. My community members and I emphasize and express the urgency as well as critical need for expanded mental health resources in our community and sharing personal insights into the impact of conditions like BPD, which is known as bipolar disorder, and the broader effects on crime and suicide as someone in our group personally is impacted by mental health and faces these challenges. We advocate for more mental health facilities and services, such as more mental health units, and or even affordable, accessible, and dependable therapists within different places, especially noting that mental health has worsened since the pandemic COVID-19 and frequently over time in general. Mental health is a critical issue that affects many individuals daily, and yet is often overlooked or underfunded. Our collective message is that better access to mental health care can greatly improve individual lives and community well-being. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be a voice for not only myself, but for others as well. Thank you.
Great job, young lady, great job. Thank you so much. All right, we'll now move to Madam Clerk, the communications.
File number 596, 2025, from Mayor's Office of Capital Projects, pursuant to Section 505.14F of the Codified Ordinances of Cleveland, Ohio, rules and regulations for the non-compliant 50/50 sidewalk repair program. File number 597, 2025, from Director Dornette Drummond, Department of Public Safety, City of Cleveland. Notice of grant acceptance of $8,241 from the City of Mansfield for the Violent Crime Reduction Program. File number 619, 2025, from Council President Blaine A. Griffin, designating without objection by Council Alan Dreyer to serve as Clerk of Council Pro Tem for matters requiring the clerk's signature on May 8, 2025. From the Ohio Division of Liquor Control, file number 595, 2025, regarding a new license application at 4601 Lorraine Avenue, Ward 3. File number 620, 2025, regarding a new license application at 1014 East 152nd Street, Ward 10.
Thank you. Please move to appointments.
File number 630, 2025, from Council President Blaine A. Griffin, recommending the appointment of Councilman Chris Harsh to the Cleveland Housing Investment Fund Program Loan Review Committee as an alternate member pursuant to Ordinance 637, 2024, passed September 30th, 2024. Without objection, the appointment is approved. File number 631, 2025, from Council President Blaine A. Griffin, recommending the appointment of Councilwoman Stephanie House Jones to the Cleveland Housing Investment Fund Program Loan Review Committee as an alternate member pursuant to Ordinance 637, 2024, passed September 30th, 2024. Without objection, the appointment is approved.
Thank you. Can we move to condolence resolutions?
Resolutions of condolence by all members of council for Pope Francis, by Councilman Conwell for John Boyd, by Councilmember Griffin for Bishop Gregory Pratt, by Councilmember Griffin for Tamika Martin, by Councilmember House Jones as Reverend Clayton LaQuinn Merriweather.
Are there any other condolence resolutions? I don't think we have our number for Allen. One, two, Councilman McCormick.
I submitted a number earlier for Ellen Krulak to the clerk's office. Did we get that? If not, please hold a number for Ellen Krulak.
So noted.
Thank you. Are there any other condolence resolutions? Could we, any objection to all of council being added to Mr. Alan Krulak's condolence resolution? Mr. Krulak was a very long time civic leader in our community. Many of us had a very good relationship with him. Any objection to all council members being added? Seeing no objections, will all council members please be added for Mr. Alan Krulak? Any other condolence resolutions? Any other condolence resolutions? Will council members please rise for a moment of silence? Thank you. Are there any congratulatory resolutions?
Resolutions of congratulations by Councilmember Griffin for Reverend Benjamin F. Golston, by Councilmember Griffin for Pentecostal Church of Christ on their 90th anniversary, by Councilmember Jones for Tim Isaac, by Councilmember House Jones for Black Frog Brewery on their grand opening, by Councilmember House Jones for Pearl's Kitchen on their grand opening. Resolutions of recognition by Councilmember Gray for Pastor Shelton C. Flanagan on his 20th anniversary, by Councilmember House Jones for Erastus Lokale, Ambassador of Kenya, by Councilmember Jones for the 35th Annual Father's Day Dinner and Musical, by Councilmember Casey for Hawthorne School Redevelopment Groundbreaking Ceremony, by Councilmember Polensik for Pope Leo XIV.
Thank you. First reading, emergency ordinances referred for, presentations. If we could, we will now move to presentations. And Councilman Jones, I believe he has a guest, Tim Isaac, that is here. Can we open up the well for Tim Isaac so that we can welcome Councilman Jones' guest? Thank you. Councilman, Mr. Isaac, if you could please join us up here. Thank you.
Yeah, how you got other people you want to bring up with you?
Yeah.
Have them come on up.
Bring up my staff.
Yeah, have them come up. How your staff come up?
Yeah.
Where are they? Tell them to come on up.
If the staff of Hope and my family can come up, I would appreciate it.
Yeah, well, there it is. I'm glad you're up here.
You can
Come on up.
Youngster. You fill in if you guys could.
Come on, you can sit right over here.
Just fill in right. Thank you.
Come on over here.
on this side. Come right on over here. I want to take this opportunity to recognize an outstanding citizen in my neighborhood. And a lot of times we have a lot of outstanding people who live in our communities, but they rarely, seldom, do they get an appreciation of the work that they do for other people. And this is one of those moments to take the time to say thank you. Whereas the members of Cleveland City Council proudly extends its heartfelt congratulations to Tim Isaac for his extraordinary, selfless contributions to serving the greater Cleveland community and its most vulnerable citizens. For over the last 50 years, Tim Isaac has demonstrated unwavering and heartfelt commitment to uplifting the lives of Clevelanders' most vulnerable citizens, embodying the very soul of community service through decades of selfless leadership. And whereas Tim's steady hand and with a servant's heart has served over more than 10,000 children, known for the joy of receiving bicycles, over 300 students have glimpsed the possibility of higher education through nationwide college tours, and more than 100 Cleveland Metropolitan School District students have seen their dreams made real through scholarships. And whereas Tim has not only nourished bodies with food, feeding over 10,000 families, but has nourished minds and spirits by championing civic engagement, honoring small business leaders, and creating vital space for the community voice, expressions, and unity. And whereas Tim's Appreciation Day at Luke Easter's Park has become a cherished tradition, each June a day of celebration that reflects his unwavering belief in togetherness, love, and the healing power of fellowship among families. And with deep compassion for the growing challenges of our time, Tim has turned his attention towards mental health, launching a mental health agency, advocating boldly and bravely for the emotional well-being of all greater Clevelanders, once again proving his ability to meet the moment with care and courage. Whereas having 27 honorable years in the City of Cleveland's Department of Parks and Recreation, Tim has modeled excellence in public service, leading with the humility and inspiring countless others to pursue a life of impact and purpose. And whereas beyond Tim's professional achievement, he is known as a devoted husband, father, brother, uncle, friend, roles he fulfills with love and integrity. But above all, Tim holds sacred his identity as a man of God, grounding his every action in faith, conviction, and calling to uplift humanity. And whereas Tim's life is a testimony to the power of perseverance, grace, and unconditional service, the Cleveland is undeniably a better, kinder, stronger city because of his enduring presence and faith-driven leadership. Now, therefore, be resolved that this council does hereby extend its deepest congratulations, heartfelt gratitude to Mr. Tim Isaac for his extraordinary contributions and declares him a treasure pillar of the Cleveland community, whose light will continue to inspire generations to come. Congratulations so much.
Good evening, everyone. I'm so grateful to be here tonight in front of everyone. It's heartwarming to have my family, my friends, other council people, Mr. Owens. We've come a mighty long ways. I can recall the likes of Fannie Lewis and Lonnie Burton, names like that. Councilman Polinsky, you would know. And sitting in these very chairs tonight, and as I look at Stephanie House, who used to run through the rec centers at E.J. Kovacic and Thurgood Marshall, she could have been an Olympic swimmer, if you all didn't know that. She was a very good swimmer. But tonight I'm pleased to receive this acknowledgement, to have my sister, the doctor of psychology. We have a mental health agency that's been in existence for about 18 months. It's called HOPE, Helping Other People Endure. We are in the Cleveland Municipal School Districts. We have our nurse, Mrs. Nadir Valerie, India, our clerk, Darren Pinson, our peer supporter, and that's what we're doing now. It is so important, and I wish the young people wouldn't have left. We could have given them our contact information. As we're in Cleveland Municipal Schools, we're looking for opportunities to embrace. We have a skilled, trained, certified staff, and we're going out for free most of the times. Not that our services are free, but we'll do it for free just for the city of Cleveland, as we embody love and respect to the mayor and city council president. And all of you, we are just going to continue to do what we've been blessed to do. And tonight, I am grateful. On June the 27th, it'll be my last year. We do an annual community appreciation day at Luke Easter Park. There we will give away a community leadership award. This year that award is going to go to the 4th District Police, who we've established a relationship with. Some of our past recipients have been ex-Mayor Frank Jackson, Judge Anita Laster Mays, future Hall of Famer London Fletcher, the Cleveland Zone, so forth and so on. So each year we celebrate community. We love on community. We will give out about 50 bikes. We're short some bikes, so if any of you have the willingness to donate a bike to us on that day, we will do so. We would love that. We feed the whole park, Chick-fil-A. Many of our young people have never tasted Chick-fil-A because Chick-fil-A's are located in the suburbs. So just think of us. We're here for you. I extend, and my nephew was afraid to come up here with me. His is Frank Isaacs Jr. He's a city employee now, but I paid my tour of duty, and I envy you for sitting in those chairs, and we're here to support you with anything. I have some wonderful ideas. So if you want to incorporate us, please do. I thank you. Would anyone on the staff like to say anything? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tell your family I said what's up. All right.
Can I introduce this book? It's 30 seconds. Mr. Owens, go ahead, please.
Just go ahead. You can just microphone right there.
All right, I met Mr. Isaac about a year ago.
Hold on, if we could, please. Mr. Owens, go ahead.
All right, I met Mr. Isaac about a year ago, and we are a 501 organization. We're a support group for the Cleveland Athletic Department, and it's taken us 6 years to produce this book. Okay, over 2,700 athletes, all Ohio athletes, professional athletes, international athletes, and every name that we were able to research, we have it in this book. The Cleveland schools have not done a good job of record keeping, but we have every name and record that's posted in this book. It's just been produced. We've had 3 galas. One of our first inductees was Mr. Councilman Polinsic's Carmen Barth, a boxer from the 1932 Olympics, and Council President attended our last gala. So this book is up for sale. It's a history book. We did this for the CMSD School District, and it's been outstanding. And Mr. Isaac has been a helpful hand in helping us produce this book. The author is his name is Tim Hudak. He's wrote 10 books, and he writes for the state of Ohio.
Thank you.
Okay.
And I will admit, I strongly recommend that you guys do go to they do a great job of catalyzing every athlete in the city of history, in the Cleveland's history. So thank you. No. All right, Madam Clerk. First reading emergency ordinances referred for administrative review and committee review.
Ordinance 598, 2025, by Councilmember Griffin by departmental request. An emergency ordinance to make additional appropriations of $13,688,088 to the general fund and $5 million to the internal service fund. Ordinance 599, 2025, by Councilmember Griffin by departmental request to amend Section 185.41 of the codified ordinances relating to terms of payment. Ordinance 600, 2025, by Council Members Hairston and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Economic Development to amend Agreement 586, authorized by Ordinance 1235, with the Village of Highland Heights to expand territory in the development area to include the former House of Corrections located on Mill Creek Boulevard. Ordinance 601, 2025, by Councilmember Griffin by departmental request to authorize the Director of Innovation and Technology to enter into an amendment to a lease with Alto 55 Erie View to change the use of space by the Department of Finance, Division of Assessments and Licenses to the Department of Innovation and Technology. Ordinance 602, 2025, by Council Members Conwell and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Public Health to apply for and accept a grant from the Ohio Commission of Minority Health to continue operations of the Cleveland Office of Minority Health, and authorizing the Director to enter into one or more contracts with other agencies, entities, or individuals to implement the grant. Ordinance 603, 2025, by Council Members Hairston and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Community Development to transfer permanent parcel numbers 121, 22, 03, 04, and 05, located along the Opportunity Corridor at the intersection of Woodhill and Quincy, to the control, possession, and use of the Department of Economic Development Industrial Commercial Land Bank for future redevelopment. Ordinance 604, 2025, by Council Members McCormack and Griffin by departmental request, determining the method of making the public improvement of designing and constructing a surface parking facility at Cleveland Hopkins International Airport, authorizing the Director of Port Control to enter into one or more contracts for the making of the improvement. Ordinance 605, 2025, by Councilmember Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Human Resources to enter into one or more contracts in order to administer and provide group medical, dental, prescription, vision, and life insurance coverage, medical reimbursement accounts, dependent care accounts, voluntary benefits, and other premium pass-through benefits under IRS Code 125, and stop-loss coverage for City of Cleveland employees for a period of 1 year with 3 one-year options to renew, exercisable by the Director of Human Resources. Ordinance 606, 2025, by Councilmember Griffin, authorizing Commissioner Purchases and Supplies to purchase computers from Dell Computer Corporation for Cleveland City Council and the Clerk of Council through the state term contract. Ordinance 607, 2025, by Council Members Bishop and Griffin by departmental request to amend Section 551.112 of the codified ordinances relating to fees for dumpster and compactor rentals. Ordinance 612, 2025, by Council Members Polensek and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing Director of Public Safety to enter into agreement with Cuyahoga County Solid Waste District to accept funding in support of the city's environmental crimes task force to secure training and equipment necessary to assist in combating illegal dumping. Ordinance 613, 2025, by Councilmembers Conwell and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing Director of Public Health to apply for and accept a grant from the Ohio Department of Health for the Public Health Emergency Preparedness Grant Program. Ordinance 614, 2025, by Councilmembers Bishop and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Parks and Recreation to donate 3 sewer easements to the City of Garfield Heights or its designee for its sewer separation project at Crawford Park and declaring the easements rights granted are not needed for public use. Ordinance 615, 2025, by Councilmember Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Finance to employ 1 or more consultants to provide a citywide financial planning and policy development strategy and implementation program on an as-needed basis for a period of 1 year with 2 one-year options to renew exercisable by the Director of Finance. Ordinance 621, 2025, by Councilmembers McCormack and Griffin by departmental request, determining the method of making the public improvement of designing and constructing 1 or more transportation facilities, which includes but not limited to a parking garage structure, ground transportation center, and rapid transit center at Cleveland Hopkins International Airport, authorizing the Director of Port Control to enter into 1 or more contracts for the making of the improvement. Ordinance 622, 2025, by Councilmembers Hairston and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the mayor and the commissioner of purchases and supplies to sell certain city-owned property no longer needed for the city's public use located on Mill Creek Boulevard in Highland Hills to DBL Mill Creek LLC or its designee for the purpose of industrial redevelopment. Ordinance 623, 2025, by Councilmember Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Finance to enter into 1 or more contracts with Mr. Scott Loomis for the professional services necessary to develop a succession management plan, train employees, and consult in such additional matters necessary to efficiently run and manage the city's printing for the Division of Printing and Reproduction, Department of Finance, for a period of 1 year with a 1-year option to renew, exercisable by the Director of Finance. Ordinance 624, 2025, by Councilmembers Polensek and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Community Relations Board to enter into a contract with Cuyahoga County Court of Common Pleas Juvenile Division to conduct the 2025-26 Pre-Arrest Support Services Program and to enter into 1 or more contracts with various agencies, entities, or individuals to provide services necessary to implement the ordinance. Ordinance 625, 2025, by Councilmembers McCormack and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Port Control to employ 1 or more professional consultants to provide program management services for a period of 2 years with 2 3-year options to renew, exercisable through additional legislative authority. Ordinance 626, 2025, by Councilmembers McCormack and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the purchase by 1 or more contracts of 1 ambulance and 1 aircraft rescue firefighting vehicle, including related equipment and training for the Division of Cleveland Hopkins International Airport, Department of Port Control. Ordinance 627, 2025, by Councilmembers McCormack and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Port Control to amend and add a subsidiary amount to a contract with Ozan Construction Company for increasing the number of restrooms and ancillary space at Cleveland Hopkins International Airport. Ordinance 632, 2025, by Councilmembers Hairston and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Community Development to administer the Community Engagement Healthy Home Initiative, to enter into 1 or more contracts with various community Development Corporations for the purpose of hiring community engagement specialists by neighborhood to improve the quality of life for residents and the city's housing stock, to enter into professional services contracts for acquisition of software and training to conduct the initiative, and to make purchases of materials, equipment, supplies, and services needed to conduct the initiative. Ordinance 633, 2025, by Council Members Conwell, Hairston, and Griffin, by departmental request, to amend Section 203.01, 02, and 05 of the codified ordinances as amended by various ordinances, and to supplement the codified ordinances by enacting new Section 203.11, all relating to nuisance abatement. Ordinance 634, 2025, by Council Members Bishop and Griffin, by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Public Works to apply for and accept a grant from the Ohio Environmental Protection Agency for the 2025 Recycle Ohio Grant, authorizing the Director to enter into one or more contracts with various agencies to implement the program, authorizing one or more contracts for the purchase of materials, equipment, supplies, and services for the program, and enter into an agreement with Keep America Beautiful to obtain certification in order to establish the Keep Cleveland Beautiful chapter. Ordinance 635, 2025, by Council Members House, Jones, Bishop, and Griffin, by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Parks and Recreation to enter into one or more agreements with the Ohio Department of Natural Resources and the Natural Areas Land Conservancy or its designee relating to co-sponsoring a grant with the Natural Areas Land Conservancy or its designee from the Ohio Department of Natural Resources to complete the Huff Community Green Space Project and to accept the demolition of the Huff Community Green Space from the Natural Area Land Conservancy or its designee for use as dedicated city-operated park upon completion of the project. Ordinance 636, 2025, by Council Members Conwell, Bishop, and Griffin, by departmental request, determining the method of making the public improvement of constructing recreational improvements to Rockefeller Park under the Back to Basics Citywide Infrastructure Improvement Program, including making site improvements and appurtenances, and authorizing the directors of Parks and Recreation or capital projects as appropriate to enter into one or more public improvement contracts, professional services, and other contracts to apply for, accept, and expend grants and gifts, and authorizing the direct employment of the necessary labor for the Department of Parks and Recreation, Office of Capital Projects.
Thank you. First reading, emergency ordinances to be passed.
Ordinance 608, 2025, by Councilmember Spencer, authorizing the Director of Department of Community Development to enter into agreement with the Northwest Neighborhoods Community Development Corporation for the Green Space Maintenance Project through the use of Ward 15 casino revenue funds. Ordinance 616, 2025, by Councilmember Griffin, by departmental request, approving the collective bargaining agreement with the Service Employees Maintenance Employees Local 1, and to amend Section 18 of Ordinance 194, 2021, relating to compensation for various classifications. Ordinance 617, 2025, by Councilmember Gray, authorizing the Director of Department of Community Development to enter into agreement with Burton Bell Car Development for the public purpose of providing the Community Beautification and Youth Job Training Program through the use of Ward 4 casino revenue funds.
Thank you. Read the motion to suspend the rules.
By Councilmember Santana, that the rules be suspended and the legislation just read be placed on final passage, seconded by Councilmember Starr.
Thank you. Call the roll.
Griffin, Bishop, Conwell, Gray, Hairston, Harsh, House, Jones, Casey, Kelly, Moore, McCormack, Polensek, Santana, Slife, Spencer, Starr. 17 yeas.
Thank you. Call the roll on passage.
Griffin, Bishop, Conwell, Gray, Hairston, Harsh, House, Jones, Casey, Kelly, Moore, McCormack, Polensek, Santana, Slife, Spencer, Starr. 17 yeas.
Thank you. First reading, emergency resolutions referred for administrative review, committee review.
Resolution 611, 2025, by Council Members Conwell and Slife, recommending that the Bibb administration provide a diaper changing station in every men's, women's, and family restroom located in city-owned facilities.
First reading, emergency resolutions to be adopted.
Resolution 609, 2025, by Councilmember House Jones, objecting to a new D1 liquor permit, excuse me, at 2456 Lakeside Avenue. Resolution 610, 2025, by Councilmember Casey, objecting to the transfer of ownership of a C1 liquor permit to 3671 West 130th Street, first floor and basement. Resolution 618, 2025, by Councilmember Slife, opposing closing local Social Security Administration offices, opposing state and federal cuts to Medicaid, Medicare, and Social Security benefits, and supporting congressional bills Keeping Our Field Offices Open Act, Protecting American Social Security Data Act, and the Social Security Expansion Act. Resolution 628, 2025, by Councilmember Starr, withdrawing objection to the transfer of ownership of a C1 liquor permit at 7900 Kinsman Road and repealing Resolution 207, 2025, objecting to said permit. Resolution 629, 2025, by Councilmember Casey, withdrawing objection to the transfer of ownership of a C1, C2 liquor permit at 13710-12 Lorraine Avenue and repealing Resolution 17, 2025, objecting to said permit. Resolution 637, 2025, by Councilmember Polensek, withdrawing objection to a new C2 liquor permit at 552 East 152nd Street and repealing Resolution 1333, 2024, objecting to said permit.
Read the motion to suspend the rules.
By Councilmember Santana, that the rules be suspended and the legislation just read be placed on final passage, seconded by Councilmember Starr.
Call the roll.
Griffin, Bishop, Conwell, Gray, Hairston, Harsh, House Jones, Jones, Casey, Kelly, Moore, McCormack, Polensek, Santana, Slife, Spencer, Starr. 17 yeas.
Call the roll on adoption.
Griffin, Bishop, Conwell, Gray, Hairston, Harsh, House Jones, Jones, Casey, Kelly, Moore, McCormack, Polensek, Santana, Slife, Spencer, Starr.
Thank you. Second reading, emergency ordinances to be passed.
Ordinance 243, 2025, as amended by Council Members Bishop and Griffin by departmental request to amend Section 133.31 of the codified ordinances passed July 10, 2024, relating to the Highland Park Golf Course and the banquet room rates. Ordinance 325, 2025, by Council Members Casey and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Public Utilities to enter into one or more contracts with Oracle America, Inc. for the hosting and managed services support associated with the Oracle Customer Care and Billing System for the divisions of Water and Cleveland Public Power, Department of Public Utilities, for a period of 2 years with 2 one-year options to renew, exercisable by the Director of Public Utilities. Ordinance 327, 2025, by Council Members Bishop and Hairston by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Capital Projects to issue a permit to Northeast Ohio Regional Sewer District to encroach into the public right-of-way of Central Avenue by constructing, installing, operating, and maintaining a new pump station. Ordinance 328, 2025, by Council Members McCormack, Bishop, and Hairston by departmental request, authorizing Director of Capital Projects to issue a permit to the Cleveland Public Library to encroach into the public right-of-way of Superior Avenue by installing and maintaining an Ohio historical marker mounted on a 10-foot tall octagonal post with a foundation. Ordinance 329, 2025, by Council Members McCormack, Bishop, and Hairston by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Capital Projects to issue a permit to the Nautica Entertainment, LLC to encroach into the public right-of-way of Elm Street by installing, using, and maintaining a new egress stairway and entry canopy. Ordinance 331, 2025, by council members Casey and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Public Utilities to employ one or more professionals to develop, market, implement, and manage the Residential Service Contract and Protection Plan Program for the Divisions of Water and Water Pollution Control for a period of 4 years with 2 one-year options to renew, exercisable through additional legislative authority, and to extend contract with HomeServe USA for a period or periods not to exceed a total of 1 year. Ordinance 332, 2025, by council members Casey and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the purchase by one or more requirement contracts of water mains, fire hydrants, service connections, valves, and appurtenances for the Division of Water, and one or more requirement contracts for concrete repair, tree lawn restoration, pavement restoration, including but not limited to materials, labor, and installation as necessary for the Divisions of Water, Water Pollution Control, Cleveland Public Power, Department of Public Utilities for a period or periods not to exceed a total of 2 years. Ordinance 384, 2025, by council members Casey and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Public Utilities to enter into one or more requirement contracts without competitive bidding with Cron Liebling Company for the purchase of proprietary parts and services to install, maintain, and repair and replace Gorman-Rupp pump equipment for the Division of Water Pollution Control, Department of Public Utilities for a period of 2 years. Ordinance 424, 2025, by council members Casey and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Public Utilities to exercise the first option to renew a contract with Pinckney Enterprises, LLC, DBA Take a Break Quick Catering to provide for the operation of a first-class food and beverage service at the Carl B. Stokes Public Utilities Building. Ordinance 426, 2025, by council members Casey and Griffin by departmental request, determining the method of making the public improvement of maintaining and improving the interior and exterior of various buildings and sites, including but not limited to roofs and related building and site systems, authorizing the Director of Public Utilities to enter into one or more public improvement contracts to construct the improvement, authorizing the Director to employ one or more professional consultants necessary to design the improvement, and authorizing the Director to apply for and accept any grants, including but not limited to grants from the Northeast Ohio Regional Sewer District for Community Cost Share Program funding for a period of 2 years. Ordinance 432, 2025, by council members Casey and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the purchase by one or more requirement contracts of labor and materials needed to clean high-voltage insulators, bushings, and lightning arrestors, transformers, and associated equipment at various locations for the Division of Cleveland Public Power, Department of Public Utilities for a period or periods not to exceed a total of 2 years. Ordinance 433, 2025, by council members Casey and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the purchase by one or more requirement contracts of rigging services for the Division of Cleveland Public Power, Department of Public Utilities for a period or periods not to exceed a total of 2 years. Ordinance 463, 2025, by council members Casey and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Public Utilities to enter into one or more requirement contracts without competitive bidding with Business, Inc. for the purchase of various proprietary equipment and service to maintain and replace existing components of various drinking water systems for the Division of Water, Department of Public Utilities for a term of 2 years. Ordinance 464, 2025, by council members Casey and Griffin by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Public Utilities to exercise the first option to renew a contract with Partners Environmental Consulting to provide environmental health, safety, and engineering services for the Divisions of Water, Water Pollution Control, and Cleveland Public Power, Department of Public Utilities. Ordinance 465, 2025, by Council Members Conwell, Hairston, Bishop, and Griffin, by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Parks and Recreation to enter into an agreement with the Cleveland Cultural Gardens Federation to co-sponsor the 2025 One World Day. Ordinance 490, 2025, by Council Members Casey and Griffin, by departmental request, authorizing the purchase by one or more requirement contracts of underwater diving, inspection, cleaning, debris removal, and occasional repair of submerged and water-filled facilities for the Division of Water, Department of Public Utilities for a period of 2 years. Ordinance 492, 2025, by Council Members Casey and Griffin, by departmental request, authorizing the purchase by one or more requirement contracts of water pumps, electric motors, controls, transformers, circuit breakers, switch gear and appurtenances, and for materials, equipment, and supplies, parts, and services necessary to test, maintain, replace, and repair water pumps, electric motors, controls, transformers, circuit breakers, switchgear, and appurtenances, including but not limited to inspection, supplies, repairing, testing, labor, and installation if necessary for the Division of Water, Department of Public Utilities for a period up to 2 years. Ordinance 527, 2025, by Council Members Casey and Griffin, by departmental request, to amend Section 1 of Ordinance 1086, 2023, relating to authorizing the general fund to receive and use revenue from tax remittances collected by Cleveland Public Power during the years 2024 and 2025, and transfer 100% of tax remittances collected in both years back to Cleveland Public Power to extend through additional years. Ordinance 528, 2025, by Councilmember Griffin, by departmental request, to amend Section 125.01 of the codified ordinances relating to directors' powers and duties. Ordinance 529, 2025, by Councilmembers Casey and Griffin, by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Public Utilities to exercise the second option to renew a contract with AMSIV LLC to provide professional consultants to host and manage billing systems and related systems and activities. Ordinance 532, 2025, by Council Members Casey and Griffin, by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Public Utilities to employ one or more professional consultants to assist in the management of Program Year 4 of the city's project of replacing various lead and galvanized service lines, authorizing the purchase by one or more requirement and/or standard contracts of copper service lines, copper connections, and related appurtenances, including but not limited to materials, labor, and installation, if necessary, for the Division of Water, and authorizing the Director of Public Utilities and/or Director of Finance to apply for and accept one or more water supply revolving loan account loans, grants, and other funding. Ordinance 550, 2025, by Council Members Bishop and Griffin, by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Parks and Recreation to enter into one or more contracts with Case Western Reserve University to provide a youth summer sports, nutrition, health, and life skills development program for 2025 under the National Youth Sports Program supported by Case Western Reserve University.
Thank you. Read the motion to suspend the rules.
By Councilmember Santana, that the rules be suspended and the legislation just read be placed on final passage, seconded by Councilmember Starr.
Call the roll.
Griffin, Bishop, Conwell, Gray, Hairston, Harsh, House Jones, Jones, Casey, Kelly, Moore, McCormack, Polensek, Santana, Slife, Spencer, Starr. 17 yeas.
Call the roll on passage.
Griffin, Bishop, Conwell, Gray, Hairston, Harsh, House Jones, Jones, Casey, Kelly, Moore, McCormack, Polensek, Santana, Slife, Spencer, Starr. 17 yeas.
Thank you. Second reading emergency resolutions to be adopted.
Resolution 574, 2025, by Councilmember Polensek, endorsing the Two Lights for Tomorrow national initiative and calling on all citizens to unite in remembrance of our shared history, honoring the sacrifices made by those who fought for our independence, and reminding ourselves of the values we hold dear today, and encouraging all government buildings, community centers, public spaces, and all citizens to take part in this symbolic display of prominently displaying two lights for all to see as a way of bringing awareness to our America's 250th anniversary.
Councilman Conwell would like to be acknowledged
For this piece. For this year and beyond.
For this piece, number 574-2025, vote me as a no.
Okay, thank you.
Put me down as a no.
Thank you. Read the motion to suspend the rules.
By Councilmember Santana, that the reading of the minutes, that the rules be suspended and the legislation just read be placed on final passage. Seconded by Councilmember Starr.
Call the roll.
Griffin, Bishop, Conwell, Gray, Hairston, Harsh, House Jones, Casey, Kelly, Moore, McCormack, Polensek, Santana, Slife, Spencer, Starr. 17 yeas.
Call the roll on adoption.
Griffin, Bishop, Conwell, Gray, Hairston, Harsh, House Jones, Casey, Kelly, Moore, McCormack, Polensek, Santana, Slife, Spencer, Starr. 16 yeas, 1 nay.
Thank you. Are there any introductions? Any introductions? Councilman Kevin Conwell. Councilman Conwell.
Yeah, these young people, this brother that I met, you can stand up. Cedric Thomas. Cedric Thomas, stand up, man. Don't be shy. He's a producer and an editor and a voice-over artist. I have some cards. I gave you a card and everything. You worked for TV 8, right? Channel 19 and Channel 3. Yeah, you hear that voice-over work, So I gave you guys cards. So welcome aboard. Thank you very much.
Are there any other introductions? Any other introductions? Seeing no other introductions, are there any announcements? Any announcements? Seeing no announcements, up Councilman Chris Harsh, Councilwoman Stephanie House Jones.
Have a mic. Mic's work. Thank you, Mr. President. Hey, just want to let everybody know, this Friday we're having the 15th annual Pedal for Prizes. This is a fantastic event that happens in Old Brooklyn. Meet us at Low Park. Low Park is on West 25th Street. West 25th Street comes all the way down into Old Brooklyn. It's off Broadview, though. Bring your bicycle, your skateboard, your rollerblades, anything except your car. Bring it to Low Park by 10 o'clock. We're going to give you a little punch card. You can ride around the neighborhood visiting 24 of Old Brooklyn's finest locally owned establishments. You can have a donut along the way, some ice cream, maybe a beer, maybe some flan, wherever you want. You drive around, you get your card punched. When you come back to Low Park by 2 o'clock, you turn those in for raffle tickets, and we're going to raffle off a bunch of bicycles. We're going to raffle off some kids' toys. We're going to raffle off some tickets to events. It's a fantastic event. It's free. Obviously, it's free. Don't forget that it's free. Bring the kids, bring your friends. It's a good time. Come on by this Wednesday, 10 o'clock at Low Park.
Thank you. Councilwoman House Jones.
Opportunity, thank you, to invite everybody out on this upcoming Friday to the Midtown Collaboration Center. The grand opening will be this Friday at 4 p.m. at the corner of East 66th Street between Euclid and Chester Avenue. It will be amazing. You can see what $38 million went to bringing a variety of organizations. We have really Ohio's first black brewery, the Black Frog Brewery is inputted in there. Pearl's Flower Catering is there. We have the Assembly for the Arts. It's so many things. It's going to be amazing. Come. And then also the following Saturday and Friday, this Saturday and Sunday, is the 2025 Cleveland Asian Festival, which is always great times for Northeast Ohio. So we welcome you all to come. All of the wonderful things that are happening in Ward 7. Have a blessed day.
Thank you. Seeing no other announcements, miscellaneous. Do we have any miscellaneous? Seeing no miscellaneous, Madam Clerk, please excuse the absences. There are none. Council is adjourned to the next regular meeting on May the 19th, 2025.